welcome to this session. In this video I shall be discussing about introduction to Unix operating system. Basically your Unix operating system is originated in Bell Laboratories of AT&T and University of California, Berkeley, which is generally called as UCB. In 1960, AT&T Bell Lab in association with General Electric Company, they developed an experimental operating system called as Multics, where this Multics is abbreviated as Multiplexed Information and Computing Service, and this was an interactive operating system which had a new capabilities and provided a better security. So it has provided with enhanced security than the other operating system. Later in 1969, Ken Thompson and Dennis Ritchie, they developed another operating system called as Unix. It is called as UNICS, where this Unix is being abbreviated as Uniplexed Information and Computing System. And Birmingham, he later coined this, changed this name as Unix. It was later changed by Birmingham from Unix to Unix. Whenever I say an operating system, all the operating system will have the set of features. So Unix is an operating system which is stable multi-user and multitasking system which helps and supports for several servers, desktops and laptops as well. Unix system also has a graphical user interface. So basically any operating system we classified into two different types. One is CUI, that is character user interface. The other one is graphical user interface, wherein your Unix operating system supports with graphical user interface. So at the left side you can see all these are the features of your Unix operating system. So we shall discuss one by one. The first one is the multi-user operating system. So Unix is a multi-user operating system that supports the multiple users at a time, where many users share the computer resources including the hard disk, memory, printers and other hardware components. Basically many users are going to share the different computer resources which are being connected to a number of terminals. So the next feature of your Unix operating system is multitasking operating system. Your Unix is called as a multitasking operating system because it supports a concurrent execution of multiple processes. Since each command takes a small fraction of time, so a little CPU time is required for every process. As a part of it, the CPU rapidly switches from one process to another process, where each user gets a feeling that the entire computer is used by a particular user. So this is what we call it as a time slice allotted to individual person. And this Unix operating system basically works with an algorithm called as a round robin algorithm to provide the priority based scheduling. So the next feature which is associated with your Unix operating system is multiprocessing. So where your Unix runs on multiprocessor architecture, that means it can distribute the several applications in parallel across the various processors. So that's your multiprocessing feature. And the next feature that what we have is the portability. Unix operating system is highly portable, where it can easily be implemented on different hardware platforms without any much modifications that are being required. So you can implement your Unix operating system with a different hardware configuration. Though you have a different system and each system will have a different hardware configuration, your Unix operating system can be implemented irrespective of different hardware platform. The next feature of your Unix operating system is demand load executables. In the sense, Unix operating system helps to load only those parts of program that are actually required for execution, that is being stored back into your memory. So that's the beauty of your Unix operating system. So the next feature of your Unix operating system is shared libraries. The shared libraries are basically, they are the collection of routines which are required by the program. These are the number of standard libraries which are being used by more than one process at a time. Therefore, the program codes for these libraries are loaded only once rather than once for all each process. So this made possible to share the libraries, especially your the various subroutines or the routines that are required by your program. Since they are loaded during the runtime or during the execution, they are also called as DLL, which is called as dynamic link library. So the next feature of your Unix operating system is communication. So Unix provides an highly effective communication, and it establishes a communication between the users which are working on different terminals connected to a same machine, or it might be connected and established between users of different machines that are interconnected by the network. So it helps, your Unix operating system helps to communicate between two or more users, but they have to be connected over a different terminal, or it has to be connected over a network, so that you can exchange the messages in terms of a mail, or you can also share your data, or even a program can be shared through your network. So the next important feature of your Unix operating system is security. How do we expect security from your Unix operating system? So since your Unix is a multi-user operating system, there is every possibilities of user intruding another user's area, either intentionally or unintentionally. So it is the responsibility of your Unix operating system to provide the security for the users. So Unix supports various levels of a security. The first and the foremost one is the system startup level. It provides the security by assigning login names and password to the user. So this is the first kind of security which is being given from your Unix, where it provides the security through login and password interface. So the second level of providing the security is where the file protection is being provided by granting the different permissions to each and every individual files, where you can expect only the read permission, where a user will have only to perform the write permission, or the user has provision to execute it. So we have three different permission. One is read, the other one is write, and the third one is execution. So a user is provided a provision to perform an operation on the particular file. Either it might be read, or it might be write, or it might be execution, or it might be all three permissions can be given to each of your file. The next level of security that what you can expect from your Unix operating system is that it supports the file encryption, and it encrypts the contents of the file into an unreadable format. So whenever it is being required from the user, the owner can decrypt the file. So you can encrypt the file so that the unauthorized person will not be able to read your file format, and whenever it is being required, you can request the owner, so the owner can decrypt your file. So that's how you can provide three different levels of security. One is by providing a login name and the password. The second one is by providing the permission to access your file, and the third one is encrypting your file. So the next feature of your operating system is device independence. So in terms of a device independence, So devices in Unix are treated like any ordinary files. So we call them as the device drivers, where these device drivers are nothing but they are the softwares or the programs which will help us to identify the component into your computer, especially through your operating systems. So when I connect any devices with the help of your device drivers, I will be able to identify my component and specify what is the function of this particular component. Hence, your device, any device which is being connected to your Unix operating system in Unix, they are treated like an ordinary files. An input to a program can be in the form of a device, or you can also give an input in the form of a file, and you can also expect an output of a program that could be of any way. Either you can get the output from the device, or you can also put back your output back onto your file. So the next important feature of your Unix operating system is utilities, where utilities are the programs that supports the process to your user. So it is a kind of a rich library programs which helps and provides the user to easily perform some of the operations in a shorthand method. So basically we have three different types of utilities, three common utilities in the Unix. One is text editor. We have a text editor. So the next one is search program, and the other common utility is sort program. So these are the three different utility which is being supported by your Unix operating system. These three we call it as a common utilities which are being supported by your Unix operating system. So the next service what we can expect from your Unix operating system is the services itself. So whenever you have a large environment, the administrator monitors the system and helps the user whenever it has been required. Say a user is badly in need of a support. Now the administrator takes the responsibility of monitoring the system, and he can help the user who is badly in need of it. So Unix also includes support utilities for system administration and control. So the last feature of your Unix operating system is it supports with an organized file system, where it treats everything including your memory and input output devices as a files. So the Unix file system allows easy and efficient way to maintain the files and its directories. So as I told you earlier, all your input output devices and your memory is also identified as a file. So whenever these components are also identified as a file, it becomes very easy for your Unix file system to access it in an efficient manner, to maintain the files and directories in an efficient way. Apart from these features, we do also have some other additional features. One is distributed data processing capability. Then it supports with a shell script provision, and it also supports with pipes and filter, and supports the various programming language to design and develop a software. So that's for this video. So in the next video I shall be discussing about the various components of your Unix operating system. Thank you.